one of the videos I want to watch today, top 10 worst wrestling debuts ever. Because did R-Truth have that bad of a wrestling debut? I don't remember. I remember, right? Like, R-Truth's debut was like ages ago. Like, I'm pretty sure like when R-Truth like debuted, I couldn't speak English yet. But then again, who could forget like John Cena's like biggest fan? Like, I grew up watching John Cena, right? I still gotta say, R-Truth saying I grew up watching you is crazy fucking work, dude. Are you guys ready? In 3, 2, 1. I'm curious. I'm very curious.
You only get one chance to make a first impression, and in wrestling, a bad debut can hurt, or in some cases, destroy someone's entire career.
Okay, goddamn.
Ruin a career, but it was embarrassing. And that's number 10, Matt Sydal. At All Out 2020, AEW fans witnessed the debut of Matt Sydal, formerly known as Evan Bourne in WWE. Sydal was supposed to enter the Casino Battle Royale match with a big impact, and well, he technically did.
We'll take every chance.
Okay.
Oh, Sydal slipping off the top rope.
I only include Sydal's debut because he was okay and bounced right back. Still, this did not help Matt Sydal start his AEW career on the right foot. With Matt Sydal, it was just an accident and nobody's fault. Someone definitely effed up with his next debut though, and that's number 9, Imposter Kane. Now, the whole Imposter Kane storyline is a pretty infamous one in WWE history, but I honestly liked it. For those who don't know, in 2006, Kane started hearing voices in his head that kept repeating the date, May 19th. On top,
I'm not gonna lie, the number of times WWE has pulled off this wrestler has schizophrenia thing is kind of insane. Like, I mean, there's like 2 prominent ones, but the fact that, you know, schizophrenia is like a recurring theme in like WWE wrestlers is kind of insane, right?
On top of that, whenever Kane did hear that date, he'd go ballistic and attack anyone in sight. After weeks of this going on, he finally found out
Big Show
who was behind it all. Yes, that is real. While it was awesome hearing the old Kane entrance music and seeing the original costume, it was ruined by that goofy wig he wore. I guess it was a bad hair day. Oh god. Now the wig was fixed for later appearances, but like I said earlier,
forgot how ugly that outfit was. Oh.
It's not too surprising then that fans did not care when the two Kanes fought each other, and even less surprising that WWE got rid of the Imposter Kane almost as soon as he debuted. Give WWE credit though, at least they made the Imposter Kane look strong. When WCW debuted a monster, he still looked strong, but not in the right places. I'm talking about number 8, the Yeti. In 1995, WCW thought the future of wrestling was 80s cartoony characters. So, for the majority of the year, Hulk Hogan was feuding with the Dungeon of Doom, a group featuring a ton of wacky characters. One of them was the Giant, aka the Big Show, who fought Hogan for the world title at Havoc. To ensure Giant would win the title, the Dungeon of Doom revealed they had a, quote, insurance policy. The insurance policy ended up being...
And the Yeti!
Even though he was called the Yeti, he looked more like a mummy, but that's not what earns him a spot on this list. Hogan and the Giant's match ended in disqualification, and the Dungeon of Doom was laying a beatdown on the Hulkster. To finish the job, the Yeti made his debut and joined the Giant in bear-hugging Hulk Hogan. However, it looked really awkward.
Wait, I clicked on it by accident, but what? I didn't know this was a thing. I didn't know. I mean, okay. Number 1, I'm not that old. I didn't know this was a thing. It's this yaoi. I'm not gonna lie. I don't ever want to see the words yaoi and Hulk Hogan in the same sentence. That man's hairline started disappearing before I was born, dude. That's criminal. Those words, Hulk Hogan yaoi, is criminal. You're going to jail for saying that. That's crazy. But also, who at WCW looked at a mummy and went, that's a Yeti? Like, who looked at that and went, that's a fucking Yeti? Oh my god. Okay. No. I'm not. We're not gonna crash out. We're not gonna crash out. It's okay. The censor bars really hurts, by the way.
I think we might have to censor this. Not only was the bear hug weird, but the Yeti himself was well, just look at him. He looks like a bad Halloween costume. WCW realized their mistake and immediately had the Yeti change his costume. And now, he was a ninja. I'm kind of wondering if WCW knew what a Yeti was. Number 7, Eric Bischoff. Bischoff's
what?
personality in
Okay.
is usually overshadowed by the fact that he was actually running the company. It wasn't until after WCW went out of business that Bischoff's talents as a character and performer got to shine when he joined WWE. However, they did not set up Eric for success. On July 15th, 2002, Vince McMahon announced he was shaking things up and that Raw would get a new general manager. He added that the new GM would be announced later in the show, and everyone began to wonder who it could be. About halfway through the broadcast, we finally got our answer. In the most anticlimactic way possible.
Is that Edge?
Backstage,
Oh.
Booker T was giving an interview when this happened.
Oh.
Yep, that's how it was done. Now, I understand why WWE did it. After this,
I don't.
WWE went to a commercial break, so the sudden reveal of Eric Bischoff was a great way to keep viewers watching.
Oh.
Still, that does not excuse what a lame debut this was. Sure, Eric Bischoff wasn't a wrestler, but he was actually trying to put WWE out of business. He came pretty close to doing it too. Even when Vince McMahon announced Bischoff as the new general manager, it did not have the hype that a moment like this should have had. Despite the awful debut, Eric Bischoff's run as Raw general manager
He is just
ended up being
a
pretty great.
manager,
But
so
even
like,
how much
does he
more
need a
impactful
pop?
was the
I don't
Nazi
think so,
Bischoff
right?
before Vince McMahon introduced him. Number 6, Braden Walker. Now here's a wrestler whose WWE career was over before it had even begun. Chris Harris got his start in wrestling in WCW, but really made a name for himself in TNA. He was part of the company during its formative years and rose to fame when he and James Storm formed America's Most Wanted. However, in January 2008,
that's who he
Harris released
was.
from his TNA contract. Just weeks later, though, WWE swooped in and signed Christopher Harris. Despite WWE's eagerness, the ex-TNA star wouldn't debut until July 2008. On ECW, Armando Estrada was looking to secure a contract. He asked general manager Teddy Long for an opportunity, so Long put Estrada in a match against a debuting...
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Braden Walker.
No offense to anyone named Braden and or Walker, but that's just an awful name for a wrestler. I know WWE doesn't like using wrestlers' real names, but Chris Harris was so much better. Who sat there and thought Braden Walker was seriously going to take off?
I want to say something really mean. Braden Walker is the kind of name I'd expect from a guy on Hinge, right? Who wants to meet at an Olive Garden, but will judge you if you don't order anything other than a salad. That's the kind of name I'd expect from a guy who behaves like that. Honestly, it's the Braden. It's the Braden part. Like, I think names, okay, in the great 2020, right? I used to teach, and like all of the kids that I taught had like very similar names. Caden, Braden, Jaden, I don't remember. But that name is like, this, you're so right. This is the name of a guy on LinkedIn. This is the guy who's trying to form connections with you on LinkedIn, and you're like, sir, we go to different departments. What are you doing?
Also, when your first spoken words in WWE are a knock-knock joke, it doesn't exactly scream superstar.
What?
Things didn't get much
No
better
way.
when Walker got into the ring. It wasn't an awful match, but nothing special either. It honestly feels like WWE wanted Braden Walker to become a walking meme, because that's basically what happened. After his debut, Walker wrestled one more match before being released from his contract. Now, while the fans didn't cheer for Braden Walker, they at least didn't boo him. This next wrestler got such a bad reception that he left the company after one match.
Oh,
the man I'm
jeez.
talking about is number 5, Jeff Hardy. Today, finding a wrestling crowd that wouldn't go nuts seeing Jeff Hardy would be impossible. The man is loved no matter where he goes, but in 2003, it was a different story. In April of that year, Hardy was fired from WWE due to drug use, no showing events, and overall lacking in-ring performance. The charismatic enigma was not unemployed for too long, though, as he joined the recently launched Ring of Honor. Jeff made his ROH debut at the Death Before Dishonor event, but before he had even made his entrance, the fans were making their opinions loud and clear. things only got worse when Jeff Hardy came out, although he wasn't the same Jeff fans had seen in WWE. Instead, Hardy was wearing his Will-O-the-Wisp attire, a character he had created prior to his WWE debut. The look did not matter though, as the crowd could not be more irate seeing Jeff Hardy in Ring of Honor. You would think with that kind of reaction that Jeff Hardy had murdered a puppy the night before. Now, part of this was Jeff's fault. His firing from WWE over his drug use and declining performance was still fresh in fans' minds. However, the fans also saw Jeff Hardy as a WWE guy, and Ring of Honor's entire identity was not being WWE. On top of that, at the time, Ring of Honor focused on athletic and technical wrestling, and Jeff Hardy was seen more as a daredevil creating crazy spots. Perhaps because of the overwhelming negative reception, Jeff Hardy's debut match wasn't that good either, only making his Ring of Honor appearance even more infamous.
Ooh.
Jeff did win, but he would later go on to call the company Ring of Horror due to his experience. After a debut like that, it's not surprising that Jeff Hardy left ROH and wouldn't return until 2017. That was pretty bad, but
I mean, he's back now,
this
so
next
hey.
wrestler's career was ruined because of one mistake.
Wait.
And that's number 4, The Machine. This guy is proof that it takes more than size and muscles to be a successful wrestler. Emery Hale got into the wrestling business in the mid-90s. Due to his impressive stature, it didn't take long for people to take notice. One such person was Jimmy Hart, who brought Hale into WCW with plans for him to be the next major opponent for Hulk Hogan. With goals like that,
they have
you
the
would think
same
WCW
facial
would see
hair.
Hale as a powerful, unbeatable monster, but you would be wrong. Upon his arrival, Hale lost all of his matches, and usually in pretty quick fashion. That's because, despite having a great look, Hale was awful and boring in the ring. WCW wasn't ready to give up yet though. In 1999, Hale was taken off TV for a while, but in February 2000, he re-debuted as a masked wrestler named The Machine. His debut opponent was Diamond Dallas Page, a solid and credible adversary. Despite months of training, The Machine was still just as sloppy as always. However, the point of no return came at the end of the match. The spot was supposed to involve DDP hitting the ropes and The Machine crotching himself. That did all happen, but in the worst way possible. First, he hit the wrong side of the rope. Second, Machine still sold the move, but it looked like he just jumped and neutered himself. The only positive thing to say is that after this, the match quickly came to an end.
Wait.
Machine still sold the...
Did it go into the rope's crotch first? Oh boy. Here I thought he landed, like initially I thought he landed like on the canvas, right? Like just, you know, from jumping. And then I saw the ropes. He slammed the cups. Oh. I don't think they're wearing cups, man. Not in the great 2000s. 90s? Is this the 90s or the 80s? Actually, I don't know. I don't think this is the 2000s, that's for sure. Like, when was, like, Diamond Dallas Page still active? It was the 2000s. Oh, okay. Bro, that's insane. Okay. Fuck, dude, that's insane. Okay, so late 90s, early 2000s then.
The move, but it looked like he just jumped and neutered himself. The only positive thing to say is that after this, the match quickly came to an end. All the debuts we've seen so far have been bad, but this was on a different level. It was so awful that WCW immediately had Emery take off the mask and start wrestling as Hale, but it still wasn't enough to save his career. But it wasn't just newcomers that WCW ruined. It was legends too. I'm talking about number 3, Bret Hart. In late 1997, Bret Hart was the hottest wrestler on the planet, and here's why. At Survivor Series that year, Bret Hart had his final WWE match before leaving to go to their rival, WCW. Bret walked into the match as WWE Champion to face the challenger, Shawn Michaels. Normally in this situation, Bret Hart would lose the title, but he refused to. This was due to Michaels being an unprofessional jerk backstage, and since Bret Hart had reasonable creative control, he decided to use his authority. However, Vince McMahon was worried that Bret would take the WWE title with him to WCW, similar to what the WWE Women's Champion Medusa had done nearly 2 years earlier.
This is not about the Montreal Screwjob, is it? Like, there's no way. I always knew Miwa like watching big sweaty men touch each other. God, when you say it like that, that sounds terrible. I just like wrestling, not yaoi. Oh, they are talking about the screw job? Oh. Okay. By the way, did you guys see that like whole like did you see that rumor? The one where it was like what was it? Shawn Michaels was like Vince McMahon's twink or something. Wait, you don't like yaoi? I'm not a partaker of the yaoi. Unfortunately, I consume very little yaoi media, chat. Yeah, I saw that. It's insane. I remember seeing that and I was like on the phone with a friend. And then I saw it on like Twitter, like someone talking about like how Shawn Michaels was Vince's like twink, and I was like, what the fuck? Scuff Monkey, thank you for the follow. Thank you. So you only after the top of the crop yaoi? Okay, I am not a partaker of yaoi, but I was a translator for yaoi manhwa. Okay, I did it for a job. He gave Sweet Chin music to Vince. He gave more than that, bro. What the fuck?
Hi besties, it's me, Miwa, and if you're enjoying today's video, please consider subscribing, okay? Like, please times a billion. I'm like, really asking this of you, ne?
This led to the infamous Montreal Screwjob.
Ah,
in the middle of
I knew
Bret and
it.
Shawn's match, Vince McMahon told the referee to ring the bell as soon as Michaels locked in the sharpshooter. Going off script and witnessing real backstage drama on TV is why this moment is still talked about to this day. So
I forgot he
imagine
did
how
that.
crazy this was in '97. I say all this to show just how much attention and interest was on Bret Hart ahead of his WCW debut. World Championship Wrestling had a golden opportunity, and it's not like they didn't know how to handle it. When Kevin Nash and Scott Hall left WWE, WCW used that to create the NWO, which single-handedly allowed WCW to beat WWE in the TV ratings for 82
Remember how
weeks.
hyped this shit was?
So how would WCW debut Bret Hart? They made him the special guest referee for a match between a retired wrestler and someone who was never properly trained.
What?
Genius. Okay, to back it up a bit, Eric Bischoff and Larry Zbyszko were feuding and set to have a match with the winner gain control of WCW's flagship show, Nitro. In order to call it down the middle, Bret Hart was made the special guest referee. Now, in WCW's defense, Bret Hart had a 60-day no-compete clause, meaning he couldn't wrestle. Still, out of all the possibilities, having Bret Hart ref Larry Zbyszko versus Eric Bischoff is what they went with. What was really disappointing though is WCW not capitalizing on the Montreal Screwjob. The only acknowledgement of it was this line.
Because nobody knows better than I do what it's like to get screwed over by a referee.
Bret Hart's entire WCW career is described as a train wreck, and it all started with this awful debut. Number 2, Tito Ortiz.
Ortiz was in WWE? My favorite CTE MMA man? My favorite schizo. Oh my god, I fucking love Tito Ortiz. For one match? Oh, okay, hold up. Guys, name your favorite Tito Ortiz quote? I think one of mine is, I want to outlive my kids. There's, what is it? I want to outlive my kids. What was it? Of course I want to outlive my kids. I think every parent wants to outlive their kids. 100%. What else would he say? I train 6 days. Actually, 6 days a week. 5 days a week. I'll train 3 days a week. One of those days I'll train 2 days of the week. So 6 days a week I will be training. I fucking love that man. This is a man who's taken so many fucking headshots, yeah? That, like, he genuinely just talking, like, when he talks, you can hear the CTE. And I feel so bad for him. And it's like, the problem is that you don't even know if bro's, like, shit posting. But he's not. Like, bro literally tweeted on, like, oh my god, he dropped, like, a tweet on like 9/11 and he got the dates wrong. And he was like, never forget like 9/11 with the wrong dates. I love that man. Where he posed where he saw it 3 minutes after he debuted and the audience was very confused. It was very awkward. It was, yeah. He said 11/9/12. Yeah, bro said 11/9/12. which was incredibly confusing for everyone. And he said, never forget. And people were like, what is this? What is bro talking about? Numbers are hard, don't be mean. I love him. No, I want to see his like WWE debut. There's no way. Also, if they put him against like Brock Lesnar like right off the bat, brother, they're just exacerbating his like CTE, man. Shit. Where were you on 11, 9, 12? I don't know. He was on TNA? Oh. Poor guy gets a Euro timestamp. I'm pretty sure. I'm like positive, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure, but I'm positive, yeah, that 9/11 didn't happen in 2012. But you know, Tito Ortiz might be wrong. Who knows? Are you guys ready?
Okay, this might not be a debut in the traditional sense, but it's so bad that I have to talk about it.
Okay,
In 2013,
bet.
TNA had faction warfare going on. The Aces and Eights had been running roughshod, so Stain and Kurt Angle reformed the main event Mafia to fight back. In the middle of all this,
Kurt
a video was
Angle!
sent to the TNA offices that spoke of an August 1st warning.
This Thursday. August Thursday. August live on Spike TV.
Fans tuned into the August 1st, 2013 broadcast of TNA Impact with much curiosity.
Uh-huh.
Could it be Batista, John Morrison, Chris Jericho, a TNA original returning? Well, it was none of those. The show ended with the Aces and Eights and the main event Mafia throwing fists. Then, it happened.
My God!
August 1 warning. Identity revealed as the MMA legend Tito Ortiz.
That clip of Mr. Anderson sums it up best. It was absolute crickets in the arena. Tito Ortiz had done almost nothing in wrestling. What did TNA expect? You can put anyone else in Ortiz's place, and they would have gotten more of a reaction than he did. Now here's the real kicker. The reason Tito Ortiz came to TNA was to generate hype for his fight.
Why does bro look like he's doing it?
Who had already debuted in TNA. However, the fight never ended up happening, making Ortiz's debut an embarrassing, pointless moment. Now before I reveal number 1,
Okay, you cannot tell me the Bad Bunny like debut was terrible though. I was at this show, it was so much worse in the crowd. Was it really that bad? Bro, I can't imagine Tito Ortiz getting a pop because like Tito Ortiz, I only know him because I follow like MMA, right? Man, I don't know. Tito Ortiz is the Boomer Steiner maths. You know, now that I think about it, I should put Steiner math on like my dating profile just to see if anyone will talk to me. Damn, that's crazy. Like, I actually don't think the Bad Bunny debut was that terrible. You know? Maybe I'm weird. I don't know. Who knows? Ow, I hit my head.
here are a few other debuts that didn't make the list.
Okay.
After weeks of hype, Sin Cara made
Fuck
his
Sin
WWE
Cara.
debut, rushing towards the ring and sending the United States champion Sheamus packing.
Okay.
That almost didn't happen though, as Sin Cara's first obstacle was just trying to get into the ring. When it happened, it seemed to be just a little one-time slip-up. Little did we know how much worse it was gonna be.
I forgot
In
about
March
Sin Cara.
2010, Sting was sent out to the ring to face a surprise opponent. The surprise ended up being a debuting Rob Van Dam. RVD's TNA debut started out strong as he defeated the Icon in 10 seconds. However, that hype was quickly diminished when Sting spent the next several minutes beating the life out of Van Dam. Way to make RVD look strong during his first night in the company. In 1996, Razor Ramon, aka Scott Hall, and Diesel, aka Kevin Nash, left WWE for WCW. A few months later, however, Jim Ross announced that he had brought Ramon and Diesel back to the WWE. This led to the infamous fake Razor and fake Diesel. Depending on how you look at it, this could either be a return or a debut, but either way, it was trash.
Gang, this is giving. Mom, I want McDonald's. No, son, we have McDonald's at home. That's what this is giving, chat. Gotta go back to everything, so you have a good one. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Dead Man. I hope you have a nice day at work. Kate's the one playing fake Diesel. Once again, we have McDonald's at home. I'm a big fan. The fake Razor Ramon. Bro, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, something about, like, Razor Ramon, like awakens the neurons in me. And I don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, it's so over.
It was a cheap way for WWE to bait the audience and get them to watch, and nobody benefited from it. except for the real Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, both of whom got big pay raises because WCW legitimately thought they were going back to WWE. One of the first major WCW stars to debut in WWE after the company shut down was Diamond Dallas Page, but his arrival in WWE was a mixed bag. In the spring of 2001, a mysterious person began stalking The Undertaker's wife, Sarah. After weeks of this going on, the stalker appeared on Raw under a ski mask, riding Undertaker's motorcycle to the ring. He then took off the mask to reveal his identity. Now,
wait.
Stalking the Undertaker.
Hold on. Chat. He's got crazy eyes. I never noticed this. He's got fucking crazy eyes, bro. Shit. He looks like... Have you seen those videos where like chihuahuas like go kind of rabid and they want to attack? You know the chihuahuas? You know what I'm talking about? Based on the eyes, he was not stalking for his storyline. Oh man, DDP like debuting as like a stalker is crazy. Why'd they give him like crazy eyes, man? Good looking man activates my neurons. So you don't understand. It's the fact that like Razor Ramon is straight up like textbook like he's like 80s fuckboy, right? So it's like, man, I think in terms of like you know, like liking fuckboys, it's never gonna get better. It's never gonna get better. The most red flags look, right? Like you can tell me that the Razor Ramon look is not giving red flags, guys. I had to pause it on this frame because these are the craziest fucking eyes I've seen in a while. Like holy shit, bro. Sarah needs to like Undertaker needs to like lock in, brother. Another reason why I subscribe to you, wrestling. Are we playing? No, we're not. I'm gonna like my PC will actually shit itself and die if I play anything older than 2010. My PC will wrap its power cord around itself. Took a low paying contract to be part of the invasion, put him in stalker garbage. They really wasted him. I know he's like a good guy. He's like a good wrestler. Oh man, DDP. Oh, what about the Wii games? My PC will actually fight itself. Undertaker did get a divorce from Sarah. It's time for DDP to slide, bro. Shit.
Now, the entire DDP stalking The Undertaker's wife was a pretty bad storyline, but if we're just looking at Page's debut, which we are, it's not bad. The crowd's reaction when he took off the mask was great, and DDP's reason for stalking The Undertaker's wife made sense. He wanted to make a name for himself by going after a legend, and what better way to do that than to target the man's wife? Ultimately, the way the storyline went made DDP look like an idiot, but I can't say his debut was bad. The Big Show made his WWE debut in a big way by interfering during a steel cage match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince McMahon. The Giant manhandled Austin, but in doing so, he accidentally threw him out of the cage and allowed Stone Cold to win. You could argue this made Big Show look really strong, sure, but to me, it just made him look kind of dumb and took away from what should have been a powerful debut. Alright, it's time.
Okay.
The #1 worst wrestling debut of all time.
Okay, I'm ready.
The Shockmaster.
Who the fuck is... Wait, is that like a... Hold up.
When that's how your debut goes, you gotta look at a different career path.
Is that a bedazzled stormtrooper helmet? But also what? I can't believe it's that. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's a fucking bedazzled stormtrooper. They literally took a billion fucking rhinestones and a glue gun. Oh.
Now, a bad debut is one thing, but what about a bad return? To see the worst WWE returns of all time, watch this video.
Gang. So we've got like other videos. I'll put this. Okay, hold up. I'll put this like on the... So we have other videos that we're watching, but like goddamn. No, okay, never mind. What's his name again? Shock Trooper? He fell on his fucking ass, dude. That's just glitter? Oh, it's just glitter? They just glittered a stormtrooper helmet. They messed up the wall setup and he tripped over his outside that shouldn't have been there. Oh. Shockmaster, some respect please. Oh, my bad.